Hey, fellow skeptics, Lester the Skeptic Tank here. Just wanted to follow up on my Deadpool Wolverine review. I believe I teased at the time I would touch more about the cameos, the costumes, the watching it on a different screen. So I took the opportunity to catch a Sunday afternoon showing at my hole in the wall theater house. And I'll say right away, the sound was solid. Can't complain, audio was clear for me. I appreciated my local theater houses, no frills, architecture. There's something about Regal and some of the architectural decisions within the auditoriums. Now I know they're trying to cram more people. I get it. But it didn't ruin the overall viewing experience I had when I watched it there. But I'll immediately say having watched it on IMAX first spoiled me. I could tell the visual differences like night and day. So that's first. It is interesting seeing also the differences between theater houses and what they provide as pre-film entertainment. So I believe the local theater house here in my neighborhood uses front and center, and I forget the name of what Regal uses for their pre-film entertainment. Interesting. I'm not particularly big on that, not much of a fan. But I get why they implement something like it. Film previews. So, at least according to the two theaters I went to, different previews. And it was kind of funny seeing a preview for Deadpool Wolverine at my local theater house. And I did see a preview for the upcoming sequel to Beetlejuice. What I might do is watch the original Beetlejuice, and I did get a teaser of the punditry, or through the punditry, of is this sequel even necessary? That's one of the things I kind of scratch my head about, particularly when people talk about sequels and these sequels are pushed or released a decade or longer after the first installment. You know, we always talk about perfect timing. I always wonder, like, for example, there is a movie, Twisters, a sequel. I don't know if it's a direct sequel to the original Twister. I think most of the punditry I've listened to on that, it's not. Okay. As far as the second Beetlejuice, a lot of people say they don't need it. Okay. Also, what it enabled me to do was jog back the memory of another preview I did see at the Regal, which was, I think, the next installment in the Joaquin Phoenix Joker series featuring Lady Gaga. Not sure about that. Now, granted, I don't think I've watched any movies with Lady Gaga in it. I don't know. I tried watching the original Joker. I think he's trying to one up the Heath Ledger Joker. I don't know. Still am not. I mean, it's a perspective and a take on the Joker character. And yeah, I know of the Jack Nicholson portrayal as well. I do have loose memories of watching the Adam West Batman and that Joker via syndication back in the 80s growing up as a kid. Yeah. And with my recent delving into the comic lore, I'll see if I come up with something. I don't know if it's going to be anything definitive. Um, but what I do want to talk about is one of the cameos. And I wasn't sure until I did some quick searching. And I found it interesting. It was Channing Tatum who played, for those who haven't seen Wolverine or Deadpool Wolverine, please watch it. I guess I'll spoil it here. What made it interesting is Channing Tatum, portrayed Gambit in what I would call the Ryan Reynolds vision of the lore. And I did catch a recent posting on Facebook about how Channing treasured the Gambit character and wanted to bring a comic book accurate portrayal of Gambit, which, again, I believe I had talked about the previous iteration released in theaters, and I think I went to the theaters to watch that with my folks or someone else. I'm trying to remember, it was such a long time ago, and that just only spoke for myself anyway how forgettable that iteration was. Again, the Gambit was portrayed by the guy who played John Carter, and again, the antagonist in that Chris Pratt Amazon series, The Terminalists. I don't think it's a terrible actor. I don't know. I don't think I've seen a number of his movies, so I can't really say one way or the other. And say what you will about Channing Tatum, I would say he was spot on as far as how I remember Gambit, even from the animated series. I mean, he pulled off the accent and everything, and even some of the choreography. And again, it goes to the direction and vision of Ryan Reynolds, and the reason why I say it's interesting because, like I said, Channing Tatum didn't play Gambit in a previous iteration, whereas in Deadpool you had iterations of various characters in the old Fox movies playing their characters. And I'll say more in another video about the recent news about possibility of Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom, and seeing how a switch of role does for one's career trajectory within a given property or franchise. So, well, as far as that's my quick follow-up to the Deadpool Wolverine. As far as what caught my eye and what I experienced watching it at a different theater house, IMAX versus a standard screen. I wasn't there at my theater house early enough to catch the throwback commercials. That's one of the reasons why I do like going there, because they don't throw advertisements like they used to. Well, Until the next video, fellow skeptics, peace out, and I'll catch you all on the other side.